Folks, I'm here now standing with Arn Anderson for an exclusive interview, and what I wanted to ask right off the bat, Mr. Anderson, why? We heard what you had to say about why Roman Reigns was attacking people. It turns out you are the one behind this. If you could elaborate as to why you're behind Roman Reigns at this current moment, please, the floor is yours.
The floor is mine. You're allowing me to have this time? I have earned this time. And that's what it boils down to, is earning things in this business. I've worked for over 40 years, honing my craft, giving back to this wrestling community. And what do I get for it? Nothing. Nobody mentions my name, because little do people know that I used to work here. I told the commissioner that to his face. I challenged him on it, and don't get me wrong, it's not just him, it's Stone Cold Steve Austin. He's too busy drinking on the job than to care about his damn workers. People still ask, why? Why am I doing this? It's simple. There are a number of reasons, but the main one is respect. People need to learn to respect their elders. Guys like me, guys like Dean Malenko, guys like Barry Windham. All agents here in No Limits Wrestling, but has anybody ever heard about them until this point? Until I said their names? No. Do you know why? Because it gets swept under the rug. Me, them, countless others have worked behind the scenes as agents from day one, helping the talent that you see in that ring. And great expense was spent on bringing Stone Cold Steve Austin and a number of others to this company. I'm not going to repeat what I said at Insurgents because I might get thrown off air. But what you need to know, Mr. Cadclay, and what all these people need to know, is that without any Arn Andersons, there would be no Stone Cold Steve Austins. That is the point I'm trying to give. But as you know, my neck problems limit my physical capabilities. So what do I do to get revenge when I want things to get physical? Back in the day, I get a tire iron, I get my gang, and I beat them up. But I can't do that anymore. I need protection. And Roman Reigns is that protection. And you hear the response that Roman Reigns is getting right now. Boos. Do you know what that is? That's a lack of respect. The man, Roman Reigns, is wrestling royalty. Member of the legendary RNY family. But this crowd and the people at home, they still booing. A man with limitless potential. A man who can break any other man in half. Is it any wonder why I've chosen this man to carry out my mission? To make people see that they need to respect their elders. And I keep saying that. I want it in your damn skull. I want it in yours, Mr. Cadclay. I want it in these people's minds. I want it in Austin's. I want it in the commissioners. And I want to know that they understand what I'm saying to them. I cannot make it any clearer. You want to fire me? You want to fire Malenko? You want to fire Windham and others? Go ahead. But expect revenge. From here on in, our credo is spare everyone and spare no one. And the next person on our list, Cadclay, is you.
Good evening, and I was lucky not to have any broken ribs according to the doctors. But enough about me, I want to focus on the talent, and apparently Arn Anderson also wants to focus on the talent, namely taking them out one by one through his mercenary, Roman Reigns. I unfortunately got caught up and became a casualty of that war, but Arn Anderson will not stop until he feels he is fully satisfied with the revenge that he has laid out. His master plan is in full effect and Roman Reigns is at the forefront of it. Also tonight we're going to see Shawn Michaels and the Commissioner head to head, face to face for the first time since the incident that occurred this past week. What has the Commissioner got to say as an explanation to what he did to Shawn Michaels. Plus, a new women's wrestler is debuting here tonight in this company, but speaking of the women's division, it has been lit on fire ever since the return of Trish Stratus. After being put out of action by the women's champion Charlotte with a grueling knee injury, she returned this past week to help Lita, but more importantly get to the women's champion Charlotte. Now speaking of Lita, she has personally challenged the women's champion to a title match, but as we know, Trish Stratus is entitled to a rematch after she lost the title. Nevertheless, Lita was in action here on Metal tonight, facing a member of the Wyatts, AJ Lee. And there you see Bray Wyatt on the stage watching on as his family member AJ Lee tries to wrestle here, but it's a difficult task. She gets knife-edged in the chest and then kicked away. Another shining wizard to the face of Lita. And AJ Lee is a woman who, when she grew up, idolised Lita, this woman, but now she idolises Bray Wyatt only. Looks for the Black Widow, but the twist of fate maybe. But knocks into... Who's that? But Lita can run her in the ring meanwhile. Oh, look who it is. It's Alexa Bliss, protege of women's champion Charlotte. Another moonsault from Lita. Hook of the leg. And Lita picking up the victory over AJ Lee. Well, Bray Wyatt isn't going to be happy with that. I know AJ Lee's not happy with it, but I'm still wondering, what is Alexa Bliss doing out here? We saw what happened this past week when Alexa Bliss got twisted fated and then moonsaulted by Lita. She's the protege of the women's champ Charlotte, and Lita wants to be the women's champion. Are you stupid or something, Galloway? Clearly you are, because you sure as hell didn't think you could mess with me and get away with it. Now I have to teach you a lesson that you will sorely remember. Do you know what happened when your clumsy ass tripped me over and stopped me from getting in the ring to beat the count? I should have been the one to go and face you in that King of the Ring final, and Drew, I would have beaten you. You know that? I would have beaten you. Senseless. But you know what? There's still time. I already cost you King of the Ring. I already hit you in the head with stairs. But apparently you didn't get the message. Why else would you cost me my match with Shawn Michaels? I could have been in line for a title shot, but no. Now, you're my main priority. How about we set the date as the Royal Rumble, and I fight you there, take you out, and then later in the night, with your blood still on my hands, I'm gonna win that Royal Rumble. I'm gonna go to WrestleMania and get what is rightfully mine, that NLW Heavyweight Championship. It is Matt Jackson of the Young Bucks there with a super kick in a seated position. Kofi is down. Here's the moonsault, but Kofi had the knees up. And the Young Bucks are still going to be having some sort of ring rust after being out of action for so long, thanks to the Riot Squad. They returned last week, and now in their first match back, Kofi on the top. Crossbody reversed in by Matt, but a kick out by Kofi. 1/3 of the NLW Tag Team Champions on the floor now. As his teammates look on, he gets DDT'd by Matt, who has Nick Jackson, his brother, and also AJ Styles in his corner. The Bullet Club reunion we saw this past week, but Matt taking care of business on his own, goes for the super kick, got caught out, span around, but look who's in the ring, and causing a disqualification is Hernandez. And now this one-on-one matchup has escalated into an all-out fight. And meanwhile, the brawl continues, and AJ's taken out, as is Nick, and Matt Jackson's alone in the ring. Matt is being worked on by the Riot Squad, and they're going to break their legs again. Oh, but look again! The Masked Warriors themselves! The Lucha Dragons are back! Oh, but it may be over again. Oh, Rey Mysterio! Rey Mysterio, where the hell did that come from? And it's been a hell of a long time since we've seen this. The 619, but Hernandez moves out of the ring. And apparently, enough was enough. Rey Mysterio hasn't wrestled in years. And tonight has returned alongside the Lucha Dragons. They had their legs broken as well as the Young Bucks. And now they're back for revenge.
The most intense battle in company history. To the last man standing goes the spoils. 30 wrestlers, one opportunity of a lifetime to headline WrestleMania and get an opportunity to become No Limits Wrestling Heavyweight Champion of the world. who will be the last man standing. NLW presents the third Royal Rumble.
Man, I'm sorry about the other day, man. I was messed up. I didn't know what I was doing. Do you see, Brother Nero? This is the exact attitude which sent you down to downward spiral. You need to focus your energy. You cannot be one of these nefarious spot monkeys jumping off every place. You need to focus. When you've got the man beaten, beat him, delete him. Today you will not fight. You need to keep your strengths up for the Rumble. If you are to win that Battle Royale and go on to WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals, you need to see where you've gone wrong and where you succeeded in the past. That is why I have taken us on a journey. Come with me. Jesus, man, where the hell are we? This is your debut. The night where you arrived here in Wrestling Unlimited. Like it's John Cena. Do you think he's coming back? I think people need to realise he's been positively deleted. But that's not why I brought you here. I brought you here to look. Do you see the excitement in the people's eyes? Here you are a winner. You've asserted your dominance. You've hit him with your move, and he has been scared off positively. I want to take you now to your first pay-per-view appearance. Oh man, I remember this. I would have been X-Man for the X-Division Championship. I did alright in this match. Yes, you did, Brother Nero. Until, watch yourself. There you are, on the top of the ladder. And what you do, you channel your inner spot monkey and you dive straight for a table, crashing and burning. You could have been champion that day, but you squandered it. Let's go back again to the Royal Rumble. You are the #1 entrant into that match, and you lasted until the final 4. Just think, you can get any number better than that this time, and you could win it all. Your endurance, your perseverance on that night was second to none. And now let us take you to WrestleMania, the showcase of the Immortals. You headlined, you were the sole survivor, you vanquished and deleted the New World Order. But where did it all go wrong? You were on the top of the mountain, you had vanquished, you had deleted your foes. And then, man, I get the point, I don't want to see this. You need to realize what is going wrong. Unchained World Championship, the biggest opportunity of your career to date. And once again, you're on the top of the pod and you dive. You dive and you cost yourself an opportunity. And the proof is in the pictures. You're losing, you're frustrated, you're hitting officials. That has to be a thing of the past, Brother Nero. When you enter the Royal Rumble, I want you to remember these lessons I've taught you. Where did you go right? Where did you go wrong? When you were motivated, when you were focused, nobody could stop you. But when you tried to perform acrobatic displays or take unnecessary risks, you failed. I'm going to continue to work with you, but you have to trust me and believe me. There is one more lesson. I'm willing to do what it takes, Matt. That's exactly what I wanted to hear. Oh yes. Come, Brother Nero. Your final lesson awaits. And this is going to be for the X-Division Championship. Tyson Kidd has remained undefeated since his debut in this company. And tonight has the biggest match of his NLW career thus far when he takes on the X-Division Champion, the man that gravity forgot, Neville. Neville, who is in his first championship defense of that title since winning it in Ultimate X at Insurgents, and he is looking for a successful match. And now Neville, handspring into the corner but misses. Kidd moves out of the way and there's a basement dropkick right to the face of Neville, grounding him for the time being. And there's an elbow, here's the cover, but Neville manages to kick out. And Tyson Kidd stays on the offensive. And now looking for the suplex. Has him up, but turned into a stunner. Into the stun millionaire, and then the reverse Frankensteiner. And it is Neville who plants Tyson Kidd right on his neck. And Kidd, he's on the floor for the moment, his sunset flip in the cover, but only a count of 2 back up. Looks for the suplex, but Tyson Kidd turns it into a suplex, my god. Snapping his head and neck into the ropes, and that suplex took the wind out of him. And Tyson Kidd once again takes control. Kidd now sets up for the springboard but misses. Neville moved and he got caught in the face with a drop kick. And now Neville, he wants to fly as well. Tyson Kidd's down. Neville on the apron. Looks for a springboard, but instead, look at the smoothness of that execution. Reverses it into a sharpshooter. And right now, channeling his uncle-in-law, Bret Hart, with that sharpshooter on the Hart family graduate, the Hart Dungeon graduate. Oh, almost got caught out. But now, back drops Neville onto the top. He got kicked away. He got kicked away and Neville's on the top. Red arrow. Corkscrew in midair, and it's a beautiful thing to watch. And Neville is successful in his first championship defense here on Metal. And Tyson Kidd came close. He's had a successful run thus far, and he was successful in this match. However, tonight, Neville got the job done with that beautiful, stunning finisher he calls the Red Arrow. At Insurgents, when I faced Seth Rollins, I gave that match everything that I had, and yet it wasn't enough. I could not put him down for a free count. You know what, maybe he's right. Maybe I am too old. Maybe I am too worn out and broken down. Or maybe I'm just getting warmed up. Because you see, Seth Rollins, yes, I shook your hand at the end of our match. I appreciate the sportsmanship, but sportsmanship isn't going to win me any titles anytime soon. I promise you this, I may have shaken your hand once, but if I see you in that Rumble, I'm going to throw your ass over that top rope like I would any other wrestler in that match. So to everybody in that Rumble, whether it be Kevin Owens, Drew Galloway, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Brock Lesnar himself, cannot stand in my way. I'm the rated R superstar, son. I am the ultimate opportunist, and I am not gonna let any more opportunities slip through my fingers. I am entering that match, I am spearing everyone I see, and I am walking out the Royal Rumble winner, and I'm walking into WrestleMania to take my championship. Edge somehow seems to be more unhinged as the weeks go by, first of all failing to capture the title from Seth Rollins. Now he feels the Royal Rumble is his last chance at an opportunity for the World Championship. Now let's move on to another wrestler who's just debuted in this company. His name is Tyler Breeze. We've seen him over the past couple of weeks, sitting in the VIP section, didn't even know he had one, but he was there, snapping selfies and having fun. Here tonight on Metal it was time for business, and he did so against Scotty 2 Hotty. A supermodel kick, an unprettier, and a beauty shot put away Scotty 2 Hotty, and then to add insult to injury, snapping a selfie for good measure. He wants to remember his debut match, and he hopes there's going to be more victories to come. Another wrestler making their debut here tonight, well, I'm not going to spoil it, but Natalya was in the ring ready for an opponent to come out, and who she got was quite a surprise. Natalya's in the ring. She doesn't know who her opponent's going to be, but I recognise the music, and I recognise the woman with the sunglasses. The first Aussie superstar here in this company. This is Emma, and she is here for one reason, and that's to take over the women's division. And now Emma in her first match. Is she going to have to submit? The sharpshooter applied almost, but gets a drop toe hold, and now the basement drop kick. Emma with the feet to the face of Natalya, and right now gets picked up but blocks the turnbuckle shot and then the discus lariat. Natalya, member of the legendary Hart family, but instead went for another discus lariat, but instead got caught into the tarantula. And right now gets taken out. Has to break at 5, but Natalya, the damage to her may already be done. Emma on the second rope, but gets caught out with a powerbomb. A set-out powerbomb from Natalya to take out Emma here. And Emma in her debut match up in trouble, it seems. And once again, gonna go for that famed sharpshooter, but again taken down. And the Emma might sandwich, crushing Natalya in the corner. And Emma, impressive thus far, but oh my, now going to take it to a whole nother level. Takes out the leg on that ring post. And look at this. Now looking to break the legs of Natalya, the figure 4 on the apron, the figure 4 around the ring post. And now breaks at 5. But the damage has been done, and the crowd booing in displeasure. Competition's one thing, trying to break another woman's legs is another. And look at this last chancery. Emma wrenching on those knees, and now hooking the chin, and Natalya has no choice but to tap out. Emma is successful in her NLW debut. Emma defeats Natalya here, but I think the real story is that there may be an injury to Natalya, especially after what her knees went through when they were wrapped around that ring post. We're going to have to get the doctors to look at those knees. I think she might be injured, but Emma successful in her No Limits Wrestling debut here on Metal.
You know, Dean, I don't think you're gonna learn. You haven't learned your lessons yet. It's because of you that I've been branded on my ribcage as if I'm not in enough pain already. But Dean, it's okay. Everything's gonna be alright. You may have the hardcore title, but I am still the hardcore icon. Jimmy Havoc came to me personally and said, I want to face Dean Ambrose again for the hardcore title. And I said, but you're going to have to wrestle in the Rumble. Jimmy, you are going to go and win the Rumble and go to WrestleMania to fight the champion. So guess what, Dean? Don't think yourself too lucky yet, son. You and I are going to be the ones to tango. Oh yes. I am going to take his place and I'm going to fight you for that hardcore championship. But Dean Ambrose, I don't want to fight you in just any old hardcore match. Oh no, I want to fight you at the Royal Rumble in a match where I have great experience. I've seen some of the wars you've had in CZW, and they've been quite extreme. They've been quite graphic. But those matches are Thomas the Tank Engine compared to what I have been through in my career. You may have heard of it, IWA King of the Death Match. I fought Cactus Jack in some of the most brutal barbed wire contests in history, and I say, I'm gonna do it again. Barbed Wire Massacre. Dean Ambrose versus Terry Funk for the Hardcore Championship at the Royal Rumble. But Dean, I'm not gonna wait to punish you. I'm gonna give you a taste of what's to come. But the people at home, they're not gonna get to see this. You turn that damn camera off. If you wanna see me kick the commissioner's ass, give me a hell yeah. I'm gonna show you how to run a show that the people are gonna see. I say we have our own shows and have ourselves a draft. Then we'll see who's the better commissioner between you and I.
The landscape is about to change. The destiny of this roster is in their hands. It's NLW versus Metal. No Limits Wrestling presents the draft.
This rivalry between Dean Ambrose, Jimmy Havoc and Terry Funk has escalated to an entirely new level. Dean Ambrose getting kidnapped by Jimmy Havoc and Terry Funk, and then Terry Funk issuing the challenge for a barbed wire match at the Royal Rumble, and it is a pay-per-view event that is going to be unmissable, and there are already several huge matches on the start of the road to WrestleMania, and we already know that match in particular and several others that are intriguing, including this one. Drew Galloway has accepted the challenge of Kevin Owens to a match at the Royal Rumble. Galloway was in the King of the Ring final until Kevin Owens cost him. That's why these two are going to face off, and their animosity is going to be on display at the Rumble. And it is inside a steel cage. Trish Stratus is going to get her rematch, a match just announced. It is for the women's title. Charlotte vs Trish Stratus and Alexa Bliss cannot interfere in the cage. And also, a street fight for the No Limits Wrestling Tag Team titles. The Bullet Club has just formed in this company, and they are looking to take the tag titles in a six-man war street fight for the tag gold. And also, just mentioned, it is Barbed Wire Massacre, a match so intense and so hardcore that it put John Cena out of this company permanently. It's for the hardcore title. Ambrose defends against the hardcore legend Terry Funk. And who can forget, it is 30 men over the top rope. The winner will get a heavyweight title match at the Showcase of the Immortals, WrestleMania 3, the Royal Rumble match. Who is going to walk in and walk out as the Royal Rumble winner and get that crucial championship match? And speaking of title match, a title match is yet to be announced for the Royal Rumble. Hopefully we're going to find out who is going to be in the championship match at the Rumble. As we know, the Commissioner was in the ring here tonight to confront Shawn Michaels, and this is what those two men had to say to each other ahead of the Rumble.
I don't care whether it was an accident, Shawn. When you clocked me in the jaw this past week, you made a mistake. Big time. A mistake which you're going to pay for. You've been a team player in the past. You were the leader of the NWO, a group I spearheaded, a group which made you famous again and irrelevant again. But in hindsight, you couldn't cut it then, and you can't cut it now. What was the reason why the NWO disbanded? I'll tell you, Sean, it was you. You lost the main event at WrestleMania, and now I have to rebuild my reputation and gain back the money that I've lost. I'm sick of bending over backwards for you. You don't want to play ball? That's fine. You need to understand, you're not a draw anymore. In fact, I can't recall you ever being a draw here. There's a guy here who rakes in the cash, there's a guy who makes the paychecks, and that man is CM Punk. There's a reason he's the world champion. He's smart. He took advantage of the situation that presented itself at Insurgents. That's why you're not the world champion. I don't know what you agreed financially, but CM Punk's not partaking in that deal anymore, Sean. This spat between you and Punk is costing me money, but I'll be able to prove that I'm the superior commissioner to Stone Cold once I have my own show in the draft. And if you think you have any value to me, you're sorely mistaken. Now arguably, yeah, you should be the world champion right now, but you're not. CM Punk is, and I want him as a part of my show. Do you know why? Because he plays ball. He gets it. You don't. You can't cut it anymore, Sean, but you're very lucky. Because CM Punk went to me and he personally requested a match against you for the championship at the Royal Rumble. He wants to prove he is the champion in our sport, and he wants to prove it by beating you and shutting you up. And I allowed it. I okayed it. At the Royal Rumble, it's going to be CM Punk versus Shawn Michaels. So you got your wish, you got your title match, but there is a catch. I know how you two want to get at each other so badly, so there can only be one official to control this kind of animosity. And the person that I've okayed to be the special guest referee at the Royal Rumble for the championship match is myself. And Sean, I promise, regardless of my feelings towards you, I will not be biased at the Royal Rumble. But you know what? I know you're going to jeopardise the situation in some way. I know you're going to try and injure CM Punk beforehand. You want to get at him. But CM Punk only agreed to face you at the Royal Rumble if between now and the Royal Rumble there was another stipulation in place. Sean, the stip is, if you attack CM Punk unprovoked between now and the time of the match, then the match is off. It's cancelled. You don't get your title match. If you attack CM Punk unprovoked, the match is off, and you will never, mark my words, as long as I'm the commissioner on my show, you're never getting a title match, son. But it does seem rude to discuss details of a championship match at the Royal Rumble without having the champion out here. So, without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, your World Heavyweight Champion, CM Punk.
Well, I should have known this was coming. The commissioner calling out the world champ CM Punk. Much to the dismay of the Heartbreak Kid Shawn Michaels. I'm sure he wants at him badly. Keep in mind that rule that says if Shawn Michaels hits CM Punk without physical provocation, then the match at the Rumble is off. I'm sure CM Punk would love it if Shawn Michaels was taking a shot right now, but look who it is. It's the commissioner's lawyer, JBL, and now we're going to get a repeat of what happened on No Limits Wrestling. Oh, look who it is! There's Stone Cold Steve Austin to settle the score.
Hey Commish, I've got a tip for you. Don't leave unsigned contracts out. I saw it in your office and I went ahead and put pen to paper, which makes Stone Cold Steve Austin the special guest referee. And I promise during the title match between Punk and Michaels at the Royal Rumble, if anybody gets out of line, they're getting their ass stunnered, and that's the bottom line, cause Stone Cold said so.
Stone Cold Steve Austin stealing the contract from under the nose of the commissioner, and now he is the one in control. He is officiating the title match between Shawn Michaels and CM Punk. Shawn Michaels could not attack Punk without physical provocation before the Rumble. However, at least we know it is going to be called right down the middle, because Stone Cold said so. CM Punk's world just became a little more complicated.